Now, let's do this with functions. Okay, so let's go ahead and create another program. And we're going to call this one pointer review. And this one should be number 4, right? So 4.c. Oops. I'm going to do this in classic C right there. And for this one, author, that's me. If I could write my name again, I should have dosed my coffee a little stronger. But anyway, so we're here. So let's go ahead and save this. Let's review. And that's 4 right there. We're going to review 4. So let's copy that. Let's save this file. And remember, it's a .c. It's very easy to make a mistake here and make it a .cpp, which is a C++ file. So right here, let's save that. There you go. Okay. So again, include the standard library file that we're going to need for making sure that we're doing, I didn't do it here. I should have done it here. So include stdio.h. Okay, formally. I think my compiler automatically adds it, but it's always a good idea to make sure that you've included it no matter what. So I skipped it on that one, so I'm making sure that it's in here. So int main, and we're going to, again, pass by reference to see that we have full access to that array. So let's hold the screen here. Okay. Now let's suppose we have an array. Let's say int size equal 5. And let's say we have int data size. So this is another way to declare an array. Okay. And we're going to pass this array by reference over to a function to alter its content. Okay? So that's going to be important. So you need to pass a reference to the whole array. So what would that be? Okay? That would be the address of the first element or the name of the array itself. Okay? So, and then we should be able to alter the, so we're going to call it here. So I'm going to have a void alter array. So we're going to, or enter the data in the array right here. So here's how it's going to work. You're going to need an int asterisk dtptr, okay? On top of that, you need an int size, right? So we're going to call it s for the size. Typically, that's what you need to do in case you're going to be looping. In our case, we're not. So we can take that out since we know the size is 5. Okay. If you were writing this and you have a loop and you want to limit the loop, then int s will be a good idea, right? So you could use that as your max for the loop. But right now we're not doing any loopings. Just pass the array and we'll be fine. All right. So, okay, how do you pass the array? The function is called alt array. So let's call it right here. And the way you're going to do it is ampersand data 0, pass the first element. That's it. That is how you pass by reference the array to alt array. This is not any different than what we've done here. You have a pointer waiting for you. And the way you're going to call it is you pass by reference in this manner. So it's not any different. Okay? So now let's prove that actually you can actually alter the value using the pointer. So we can copy some code that we have here. And the answer is yes, we can. And the way to do it is you're going to have to, let's go ahead and do it here. dtptr or you could say star DTPTR, and let's give it a first value, 1. Then guess what you need to do? Increment your pointer, DTPTR++. Then move on and install the next value. DTPTR equals 2. Fantastic. So now what do we do? Move the pointer. Okay, now go ahead and assign the next data member. So for the data members, you dereference. DTPTR equals 3. Okay, so what else? Well, move the pointer. What else? So now we can go ahead and give it the next value. It doesn't have to be 3 or 4. You could assign it any value you want. I'm just sequentially putting numbers in there. DTPTR, and then move the pointer. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one will be equal to 5. Okay, so if you want to do that, or you could do 200, it doesn't matter. Just give it a value. Okay, so now let's prove that the actual pointer got altered. So let me just save everything. Actually, it's a good time to compile just to make sure your code is good. So the compiler didn't complain. Now we're going to print data. So I'm just going to save myself some coding and copy all of this. Oops. Let me just go back from here. Copy all this, right? And stick it in main. Right? So we're going to display the content of the array. Now, what's the point of what we just did here? We passed the address of the array over to another function that populated it for us, had full access to these memory locations. Now the proof is in the pudding. So let's go ahead and see if it actually worked. So let's go ahead, compile and run. And sure enough, everything worked out beautifully. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I hope this review has been beneficial, and stay tuned for another live coding like we just did here, where you get to see what works, what doesn't, what kind of pitfalls you can fall under, even you're coding and you know what you're doing, but how to recover and how to make things work for you, okay? All right, fantastic. See you then. Have fun. Goodbye.